What's up and welcome back, everybody. In today's video, we're going to be doing a complete venomous reptile and crocodilian collection tour. So you guys are going to get a chance to see every single crocodilian, every single venomous snake, and a new animal you guys have never met. I am going to show you guys at the end, but it is insane. You guys are going to love it. So don't go anywhere. We're going to check out the crocs first and then the snakes. Let's get to it. All right, first things first. Let's start with the crocodilians. Now, as you guys can see, we added this big shade cloth. What this is going to do is it's going to help provide shade for all these little crocodiles, and it's going to keep this water crystal clear and clean. Now, when the sun directly hits this water, it causes algae almost instantly. But let's start over here with my first crocodile, which is Sawbeck, my Nile crocodile. Now, this crocodile is just so special to me because he is my first crocodile, and he is probably one of my favorites as well. But look at that, he's a chunker. That's how you tell if a crocodilian is nice and healthy, by the base of their tail. Not by the stomach, but by the base of their tail right there. Oh, it's early in the morning. These guys haven't got a lot of sun, so they're a little bit dark. Once these animals are out in the sun more and they come in the water, their colors will change just a little bit. But look at that guy. This is an East African Nile crocodile. They have the East and they have the West. The West is a little bit smaller and a little darker, but the East are a lot bigger and a lot prettier as well. Now, a lot of people don't put hides inside their crocodilian enclosures. One thing I found is that crocodiles love snake hides. So I'll throw a hide in there. They can either go on top, perch on top of it. They can go inside, sleep in there. But I almost always see this guy using his hide every single day. All right, the second croc, which I actually have not named yet, which is one of my newest Niles. Look at that big boy. Now, he's definitely got a little bit of size to him. And this croc will tear you up. A croc this size will definitely rip probably all 4 of your fingers off. Ooh, doggy. But this is another East African Nile crocodile. As you can see, this guy's colors are probably a lot better than Sawbeck's. That's because this guy's mother is Blondie, the Nile crocodile, the yellow Nile crocodile from Gatorland. Look at those, almost got the phone right there. But look at those high yellows on his sides. Super hard to find in Nile crocodiles you buy today. Mako, you better leave that crocodile alone, boy. This is how we clean it. We have a shop back right here, so it makes it nice and simple and easy. We come through, suck all the water out in one go, give it a nice little scrub down with some chlorhexidine, and then these cages are all good to go. We only need to clean these cages about once every week. And then this guy, since he's so big, he does not have a hide, but he does have this little shade panel right here. So this guy, basically this whole area is a hide for him, as well as this little smooth-fronted caiman. Now, the reason why I bought this guy, they're pretty common in the crocodilian hobby, but the reason I got him is just because he's so darn big. Look at him. This guy is pushing 3 feet as well. Mako, you better be careful. Back up. That thing will tear you up. This guy's features are just so sharp and so aggressive. Now, when it comes to these dwarf caiman, you have the Snyders, which is this guy right here, and you have the Cuviers, which has a more reddish head, and they get a little bit smaller. But these guys are sick, and they get a little bit bigger than the Cuvier's dwarf caiman. All right, 3 crocodilians down, 4 more to go. This is a full collection tour, so we're literally going to do every single animal. Every single bin will be open. Every single cage you guys will see inside. Every single animal you guys are going to get a chance to lay your eyes on. All right, now just like I said, these animals love to use their hides. Look at this. Oh, look at that. A whole bunch of stuff just came out of there. Whew. My 2 gators, Beavis and Butthead, and Camo, my little dwarf caiman. Now, this guy is actually the same species as the one over here. But look at that. He is a feisty little guy. We got him in with the gators just to basically train him to eat croc chow. So caimans like this won't usually eat croc chow, but if you throw the croc chow in here and both the alligators start eating it, they'll actually teach this caiman to start eating croc chow as well as tame down his attitude. And as you can see, he's got a nasty little attitude. Look at them teeth. Woo! These are my gators. I mean, guys, look at how big my gators are getting. They're getting absolutely huge, bro. Look at how big they're getting. These are little tiny hatchlings when I got them. So an animal like this, you always need to keep their cage locked because somehow, some way, they'll get out. All right, let's see how this guy's doing. Now, if you guys didn't know, his cage will be upgraded This whole entire area right here will just be his pool. Then we're going to use a whole section like this, and we're going to build land. So it's going to be land. It's going to come flush to the top of this to where he could just dive in there and hop in and hop out. But right now, this is more than enough for this little diamond caiman. This guy was actually living in a pressure washing container before he came over here. Now I'm just going to give him a little bit of a coax. That way he'll come over here and we can kind of show you guys his tail. Now this diamond caiman, when I caught him, he had a really bad attitude. But now, after he's been with me, after he's been eating that chicken, he ain't so bad. Look at that. Ooh. Beautiful, beautiful gray colors. Have to be very careful when working with this guy because these caiman are known for just exploding out of nowhere and biting whatever is in sight. Big guy, big female actually, so we're looking for a male diamond caiman. Anyone knows where we can find a male diamond caiman, hit me up and we'll go ahead and get him. All right. We're done with the crocodilians, on to the snakes. Now, before we check out these snakes, I want to show you guys some new snake tongs and some new snake hooks I got. So my buddy Jeremy, he was closing down his facility and hooked me up with all kinds of tongs. These are the good ones. These are the Midwest tongs, a few Midwest hooks, and about 5 other miscellaneous random snake hooks. Some are get hooked, some are Midwest. Tons of new tools added to the collection. And if y'all haven't seen, shout out to Hobsco. These guys sent me an e-bike. Now, all they wanted me to do was just make a video on it, which I am doing right now. Now, I've actually spent 3 nights in the swamp already filming. You can see this bad boy, she's nice and dirty, but we don't have enough footage yet to drop our snake hunting video. We got to spend a couple more nights out in the swamp, then we'll be able to show you guys what this e-bike really has in store. This thing is badass. Look, it's got shocks, it's got a monster battery, it's got an LED light bar built into here, it's got front headlight, it's completely electric. This buddy goes 60 miles an hour. This thing is absolutely insane. You guys stay tuned because we're hopping on this bike. Probably the next episode or the one after that, we'll be on this e-bike hunting snakes in the glades. Check that out. And right here we have my airboat and my center. Oh wait, this is an animal collection video, not a boat collect. All right, on to the snakes. Look at that canopy, old son. It gets the job done, but soon, very soon, we'll actually be putting a tiki hut right over this. All right, I got my coffee. I'm ready to handle some snakes. Let's just. Ooh, ooh, it is. Ooh. It's ripe in here. It is ripe, and I know why it's ripe. That's a ripe tomato right there. Oh boy, Tyler came a couple days ago. He fed a python to Rusty. Shatif got a couple rats. These guys ate, so. Do I love keeping these snakes? Yes. Do I love cleaning the poop? No. Do I love keeping these snakes? Yes. And am I gonna clean the poop anyways? Yes. All right, but all right, we might as well get it started. Guys, this right here, this is actually the one new hook I didn't show you. Get ready. Ready, ready, ready. Boom! Look at that. Look at the whole thing. Look at this. Tell me that isn't one of the biggest hooks you've ever seen. Now, I absolutely needed this hook. I needed this hook for the rattlesnakes. I needed this hook for my gaboons and even for these king cobras. This is a great hook because it's got this huge flat edge right there. Now, instead of that skinny hook, this is gonna provide a lot of support for these huge snakes. All right, guys, I think I'm gonna start on this side of the room. We're gonna go through vision cage, tub, vision cage. Then we'll wrap our way around all the way over here to Tyler's snakes. All right, first things first, let's turn on our lights. Boom, boom, boom. Now we still have to add some lights to this Gaboon Viper cage. Now the first snake, pastel monocled cobra. You guys know this guy. Look at that beautiful, beautiful hood on the back. Ooh, doggy, look at that. And he is a feisty one. So boom, monocled cobra, moving up, nothing, moving up, nothing. Over here, Field's horned viper. All right, for those of you who don't know, in the state of Florida, if you keep venomous snakes, you have to have the common name, the scientific name, as well as a label that says danger venomous reptile. Now this snake right here is native to the Middle East. This right here is a Field's horned viper. So you're gonna find this guy in the Middle East, Afghanistan, Iraq, Iran, places like that. But the coolest thing about this snake is he actually has little horns. So if you look at him, you can see the horns on top of his head. Look at that. Super, super beautiful. And then these guys also do what we call coddling. They'll use the tip of their tail. See that spiky little black thing? It kind of looks like a little insect. So this guy will wag that tail around until an animal thinks it's a bug. When the animal comes to bite that bug, he'll turn around and he'll bite that animal. We actually got some insane footage of the Mangshan viper coddling. I'll show you guys that footage right now. Guys, look at that Mangshan viper using his tail, wagging it around. This is what we call coddling. When snakes use the tip of their tail, wave it around to attract prey. Look at that. Guys, how sick was that Mangshan coddling footage? All right, let's put this guy away, on to the next snake. While we're here, let's just go ahead and zoom in on my new Gaboon Viper. Look at that guy. Now, I actually have two Gaboon Vipers in here. I have one female and one male. Now, believe it or not, they're actually both inside that hide right there. But look at that male. He still has his jungle skin on. So once this guy sheds his skin, you won't believe the amount of dirt that's actually on his skin. So his face should get super blue and his body will become a lot lighter. Right, in here is the black and white spitting cobra. Now, as you guys can see, there's a little bit of poop in here. So while we're over here, we're just gonna go ahead and clean his enclosure. Woo, and I should be wearing goggles, but I'm not. But these little guys have started to spit. This one is beautiful. Tyler told me I could pick a cobra, and I think this is gonna be the one I will pick. Now these little guys, once you zoom in and you can see a lot of white on their body, that's a telltale sign that these guys are gonna be super white when they're older. All right, spitter number 2. Have a look at that guy. Now his cage is nice and clean, so we're not gonna do anything except for get him to hood up. But if you guys look close, you can tell how each and every one of these guys are different. Now they have different colors, they have different markings. Some of them have a better hood pattern. Some of them have a worse one. This is also a very pretty one. Beautiful snake. Last but not least, this is our last spitter. You guys can see him in there. I'm gonna go ahead, grab his water bowl, and I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. He's got a little bit of poop. Look at that little dude. Ooh, this guy hoods up nice too. And I think he's spitting. Got this next snake. We're gonna need to just a rat. Put them goggles on. Let's get ready. All right, the next snake is another spitter, but nothing other than, whoa, we have freaking wrinkle spit. Oh, he's spitting. Don't move a muscle. Dang, I hate this snake. All right, you guys got a chance to see him? Yes? All right, cool, let's go back in. And, oh my God. All right, this guy right here, he spit all over me. But I don't want him in my collection any longer. He just spits way too much. All right, and the last snake in my snake racks is this squam. Look at that. Beautiful variable bush viper. Look at this guy. Now you guys are gonna get a chance to see in my next video or the one after that, Alex actually put his snakes at my facility because he lost power and he had some awesome colors of bush vipers. So in the next video, you guys are gonna get to see some awesome bush vipers I had the pleasure of taking care of. But look at that, green-eyed, red and orange African bush viper. Now, usually there's a light over here, but looks like a bulb just burnt out, so we'll go ahead, we'll replace that. But in here is my striped pygmy rattlesnake. This is a snake that I will never get rid of. Look at that. Now, for those of you who know what a regular pygmy rattlesnake looks like, you gotta be blown away by the colors and the stripes on this one. Let's just see if we can get him to crawl around a little bit. That way you guys can see his pattern. Wow, look at that. Pretty big rattle on this guy as well. When I got him, he had a huge rattle, but it was just so long that it fell off. Now this right here is actually the world's smallest species of rattlesnake. This is the smallest species of rattlesnake in the entire world. You will not find one smaller. But look at that stripe going down his back. Such a beautiful snake. Now what I really want to make is striped Carolina pygmies. So I want to take him, I want to breed him with a red pygmy and hopefully produce striped red pygmy rattlesnakes. How sick would that be? Man, I love this snake. They say if you're close enough to hear a pygmy rattlesnake's rattle, you're close enough to get bit. And in this cage right below, we have my black and white spitting cobra. He's right there. Now I would take this guy out, but we just saw 3 and Tyler Nolan has another 3 over there. So there's no point in opening this cage and stressing this guy out. when you guys can see a little glimpse of him, and we have some other species to look at as well. Now this snake has a little bit of poop in that corner, so we're actually going to be taking her out today. Right here is my albino het blizzard monocled cobra. All right, we just got her hide off. Now you guys are going to see, once I touch her, the snake is going to explode. See? Right off the bat, explodes. Look at that. Look at that. Such a beautiful snake. Ooh-wee. And you guys can see how our color changes from being in there to coming out here. So we're definitely working on getting a couple more LED lights. We got these 2 big ones, but we still need a bunch of little ones all the way around this room. That way you guys can get a better look at these cobras. Hey, 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 hey. He wants to play spin the wheel. Not today. Not today. All right, Big Mama's cage is nice and clean. She's got some new water. Let's go ahead, take her out, and move on with the rest of our venomous snakes. All right, come here, beautiful. Look at the colors on her. She is so beautiful. One of my favorite monocled cobras in my collection. All right, in you go. Close this on up. Crazy sucker. All right, now you guys have saw all the snakes on this side of the room. Let's go ahead and make our way down over here to these cages. And, oh, I can't show you guys. I'm sorry, I cannot show you. These 1, 2, 3 snakes behind my hand are Tyler Nolan's new snakes. He asked me not to show you guys until he posts them. So you guys are gonna have to wait and check that out on Tyler's channel. I want you guys to go ahead and subscribe to Tyler so you can check out those 3 snakes right behind my hand. This right down here is my Eastern diamondback rattlesnake. Now I have her in this cage because it's nice and long, but it's a super dark, reclusive cage. But this is the largest rattlesnake in North America. So you guys just saw the smallest rattlesnake in the world. This right here is the largest rattlesnake, not in the world, but in the United States. So we're gonna run through these snakes, we're gonna clean these cages, and then we'll be ending the video with these snakes over here. And that will be a full, complete venomous reptile and crocodilian collection tour. All right, let's see if we can make this fast. Boom! Right here is the pearl cobra. Now these are a Chinese cobra, Naja atra, but this right here is the pearl morph. Now the reason they call this the pearl morph is because these guys, when they get a little bit older, their color will fade out into a dark, washed out white, almost a pearl looking color. So Tyler actually has a pair of these. These are all Tyler snakes over here. This is a pearl cobra up top. This is another pearl cobra on the bottom. This one actually has some lighter colors. She's actually right here on the lip. So these two are actually the same species of snake, native to China. A super aggressive snake. So these snakes right here do not play around. You can see if you mess around a little bit, they'll come flying out. And these snakes will definitely bite you. But we have Chinese cobra, puff adder. You guys have seen this snake on my channel a few times. Let's turn the flash on. Whew. Look at that. Now this locality of puff adder, you're gonna find a lot of different kinds of puff adders. Some are gonna be dark, some are gonna be light. But this light one right here, this is actually a Tanzania locale. So it's kind of hard to see because there's a lot of dust, but back there, we do have a rhino viper. And then moving on from the bottom, we have black and white spitter, black and white spitter, black and white spitter. Now this is why I didn't pull mine out because Tyler has 3 right over here. But if you look, you can tell this guy is deep in shed. If you look at his eye, they are almost a solid blue. There's this banded morph. As you can see, they have bands all the way down their body. Then there's that striped morph, like you can see right here and right here. Actually, the banded is one of my most favorites, but I don't have a stripe, so I do plan on getting one of Tyler's baby stripes over there. So we have black and white spitter, black and white spitter, black and white spitter, and boom, another Tanzania locale. A puff adder. If you watch this channel, you know what's in these 3 cages. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna set this phone up on the tripod. That way you guys can see me pulling out these king cobras and these massive rattlesnakes. So let's go ahead, we're gonna take Shativ out first, since she's the nastiest. Then we're gonna move on to the rattlesnakes. Then we're gonna move on to the biggest king cobra in this collection, well, Tyler's collection and mine, which is Rusty, the king cobra. Now, for those of you who know, Shativ actually eats rats. She hasn't been eating Burmese pythons, so when you clean her cage, you don't really have to deal with as much poop compared to Rusty. So we're gonna go ahead, we're just gonna grab her on out. Look at that. Look at that. Shativ, the king cobra. Such a sweet snake. This snake loves to turn around and fly right back up at you, but let me tell you what, She's not too aggressive. If this snake was flying back out at me and biting, it would be a different story. But she's kind of just coming back at me, mouth closed, not really trying to hurt me. This is a perfect example of how one of the world's most deadliest snakes can be tamed out and sort of domesticated if handled the right way. I'll tell you what, Shativ has some of the nicest colors out of any king cobra I've ever seen. Get up in there, and that guy's like free handle, a king cobra. All right, guys, next up are these hybrid rattlesnakes. If you guys are looking at me like, what the hell? Were you just wearing blue? Yeah, I was. But I had to go to work. I was all sweaty, changed my shirt. So we're back again cleaning these rattlesnakes. Now, those of you who know these rattlesnakes and know they're absolutely huge. But what a better snake to use a new hefty hook on. Now, this hook is literally made for these snakes. So let's come over here. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get Batman out of that cage first. All right, now this is a heavy hook, so if you're using this hook, you better have some muscle up on your arm. Finally, we have a hook big enough for the hybrid rattlesnake. Look at that. Oh, this guy is huge. What a perfect hook to be using. Check this guy out. Check out that rattle. Alright guys, in the past few videos, you probably heard me and Tyler saying that Robin might be gravid. Now, upon further inspection, I've been having her for a couple more weeks. She's pooped a lot more, and to me, it looks like she's not gravid, unfortunately. Just a big poop, but hoping that someday in the future, she will produce some babies. Now, I don't give Robin enough credit, but she's definitely a huge snake as well. Look at that beautiful girl. Alright, get her in there. Now, I'm definitely gonna miss these guys when Tyler comes back and when Tyler takes his snakes. All right, guys, last but not least for our massive snakes, Rusty, the king cobra. Now, he's a lot bigger than Shativ, so don't go anywhere. This is gonna be awesome. This right here, look at how thick he is. This is Rusty, Tyler Nolan's Sumatran king cobra. Now, king cobras, there's all different kinds of localities of king cobras. Now, the region they come from, there's a lot of islands. There's Malaysia, there's Indonesia. There's all these little islands wrapped around those places. Now, king cobras are known to be found on all of those islands. So what happens when king cobras travel to a different island? Their colors, their bodies, everything will evolve to their surrounding environment. So some king cobras will be a lot more red. Some will be a lot darker. Some will have bands like the Chinese king cobra. Depending on where these king cobras are found, they will all have different sizes, different markings, and different colors. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is 30 pounds of king cobra poop. We're actually gonna auction off this poop, so if anyone wants to take this home, frame it, save it, we'll start the bidding at $800. Just comment down below. Right here are the Mangshan vipers. Look at these crazy animals. These are native to the mountains of China. And the locals actually call this the iron-headed viper. This is the same snake you guys saw coddling earlier in this video. And down here, we actually have a pair. We have another one down here. Check out that guy back there in his hide. One of my most favorite vipers on the planet. Now, when you're handling these snakes, you need to be super careful because there's actually no anti-venom developed yet for this species. Moving on, we got the blue Insularis. These things are just absolutely insane. Look at that, so beautiful, but so mean looking at the same time. Over here, we actually have 5 more blue Insularis, and one is actually gravid. So soon, we'll actually have a bunch of baby blue Insularises all over this cage we have to collect. And the last venomous snake we're gonna see today is Kilo, the leucistic monocled cobra. And we're not gonna take him out, but I am gonna lift his hide. That way you guys can see how beautiful of a snake he is. Such an amazing animal. And we're done with the snakes. Let's move on to the last animal you guys have not seen yet. Last but not least, my very own animal, my very own genetics, my baby son, Storm. Now this little guy, hopefully he'll take my place in life one day. Hopefully he'll run my YouTube channel. Hopefully he'll love and care for all animals just like I do. But this right here is the most prized possession, my best animal in my collection. How would it be a full animal collection tour without my very own baby Storm? Now, if you guys enjoyed today's video, if you enjoyed seeing all these animals, my property, my beautiful baby boy, don't forget, like, comment, and the most important part, subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys next time.